All right, welcome to recap week 12. No music, no nothing. Next year, I think I'm going to do more of a studio atmosphere. I'm going to try to mix up these recaps, get a little more involved. They get a little monotony here, a little monotonous. All right, so I want to get to the league standings and go over these playoff possibilities. So I'm going to try to breeze through these recaps here. We're going to start with mixing it up versus Gronkzilla. We both needed this victory really bad. Unfortunately, only one can get it. Mixing it up, 125.3 versus Gronk's 88.9. Mixing it up. Kyler Murray, big disappointment. Oh, I could have cost it, but he didn't. 8 points out of him. Eckler, though, he's back, 23.9. Gonna need this guy. Will Fuller, the juiced up Will Fuller, 35.1. Suspended for those steroids. Coach Ron wants to protest this victory. He's not gonna get it. Coach Ron, let's see. Danny Jones, 10.4. Normally I'd mock that, but he got more than my quarterback. Disappointment, though, out of Kamara. 6.2 points. Claypool last night, 11.2. Gronk, 16. 16 out of Steelers D. Coach Ron watched that $50 just dwindle away. We'll get there. Didn't get the defense high score. Didn't get the victory. Coach Ron, 5-7. Gronkzilla, you're going to be facing G5 next week. Mixing it up, goes to 7-5. Needed this victory. I'm going to face the Bird's Nest next week. We'll get there. That's going to be a big matchup there. It's going to decide a lot. All right, moving on to, speaking of deciding a lot, Kittle Me This versus the Bird's Nest. This was a big game this week. The Bird's Nest, flying high. 136.2, 123.8, Kittle Me This. Coach Brad, Aaron Rodgers, 33 points. Nick Chubb, 26 points. Graham, 6.2. Ridley got you 17 points. 136 all in all in the victory. BJ and Alley. Russell Wilson, oh man, he could have got you the victory. He only got you 16 points. I think if he did what he was projected to do, you would have won. Mike Davis, 10.9. Hines, 17.5. Mike Evans, 20 points. Not going to do it though this week. I know you needed it. Still in the playoff here. 6-6. So Kittle Me This. You're facing Coach Rob next week. The Bird's Nest. You're facing yours truly. Big game, big game. Speaking of big game, let's see. Bethlehem Bruisers over Subcheck Securities here. I'm sorry, Subcheck Securities over Bethlehem Bruiser. Playing spoiler here, Coach Rob. 155.8 to Bethlehem Bruisers, 117.9. Coach Rob, Mahomes, 37 points. Drake, 24 points. DK Metcalf, 27. Pretty much double digits. Your defense got minus points. Had that not happened, you might have got the high score of the week, but you didn't. Bethlehem Bruisers, let's see. Tom Brady, 27 points. Dalvin Cook, though, this was disappointing, 10 points. Shepard stealing all those catches there in New York. What catches they get? 13.8. So you get the L and 7-5 record. So let's see here. Bethlehem Bruisers, you are going to be facing big game next week, according to my sources. Subcheck Securities, you're going to be facing Kittle Me This, another big game. All playoff scenarios here with these games. All right, Belichick's Hoodies versus G5, game of the week. Holy smokes. Belichick's Hoodies, 161 to G5's 151. 10-point difference, but with that kind of numbers, man, that sucks. Belichick, sucks for G5. Belichick's Hoodies, you get the $50 overall week high score at 161. You did it with guys like Matt Ryan, 17.9. Derrick Henry, 38 points. Gibson, stealing all those carries there, or catches, I should say, in Washington, 36.6. 161 gets you the victory. G5, what can I say? Deshaun Watson, 41 points. McLaughlin, 16.2. Goddard, 20.5. But your running backs, everybody's hurting there at running backs. Really cost you the game there. So you go to 5-7. G5, you're facing Coach Ron next week. Gronkzilla. Belichick's Hoodies, you are facing Cole Train next week. Playoff implications all over the place. I'm telling you, we'll get there. It may not seem like it, but I've had my analysts working all day on this. All right, big game here. Pottstown Rat Bastards versus, according to my sources, this came down to last night. What a crazy week. Football on Wednesday, recap on Thursday. Pottstown Rat Bastards win by 1.5 points. 1.5 points. That means that Deontay Johnson last night got a catch, which got you the victory. I'm sure you were watching it. What disappointment for, according to my sources, too. Pottstown Rat Bastards, let's see. You're 7-5. Let me get some of your players here. Trubisky, 24.7. Johnson, I just mentioned, 12.6. Justin Jefferson, 26 points. So you get the victory. According to my sources, hard loss here, hard loss. James Robinson, 26.9. Keenan Allen, 16.0. Tyler Lockett, though, 5.3. That DK Metcalf stealing all those points and stealing your victory. So both of you guys are 7-5. We'll get there. We'll get those playoff, those standings here. So Pottstown Rat Bastards, this is a big game next week. You're facing PB&J. According to my sources, you're facing Bethlehem's Bruiser. Again, big games, big games. Either deciding whether you're going to be in the playoffs, whether you're getting the bye. We'll get there. All right, PB&J versus Coltrane. PB&J 143.88 to Coltrane's 91.8. PB&J, you needed the victory. You did. You got it. Josh Allen, 17 points. Mostert, 10.3. But Tyreek Hill, I got to take a sip of my coffee. 57.9 points. 57. I don't know. That might be the highest I've ever seen a fantasy player get. Let's see. Coltrane, Stafford, 18.4. Williams, 13.3. Robbie Anderson, 19.4. Not going to do it. You go to 5-7. So Coltrane, you are facing Belichick's Hoodies next week. PB&J, this is a big game. You're facing Pottstown Rat Bastards. That's got playoff implications. Oh, I almost forgot. G5. Washington's D gets the defense high score of the week. 17 points. Stole it from Coach Ron last night. Stole it, but the victory nonetheless. All right, let's go to the standings, because this is really what it comes down to. Crazy, crazy scenarios. Right now, we got the Bird's Nest in first place, 8-4. Okay, but you've got, according to my sources, Bethlehem Bruisers mixing it up and Pottstown Rat Bastards all 7-5. Okay, which means if the Bird's Nest loses next week, they don't have enough points to hold that bye week for the tie. They're actually going to drop down to maybe 5 or 6. I know you're guaranteed a playoff spot, but crazy enough, if you lose, you're going to lose that bye week. You're not going to have enough points for the tiebreaker. Again, with all the scenarios that go into play, you got, according to my sources, Bethlehem Bruiser, you got me facing the Bird's Nest, you got PB&J facing Pottstown Rat Bastards. I mean, the winner of that game potentially gets in the playoffs, and the loser does not. And again, I've had the league analyst all day crunching these numbers, G5, by the way, all day. He's telling me that there's scenarios where basically everybody's in it, with the exception of Coach Rob. Sorry, Subject Security, 4-8 just not going to do it. But crazy enough scenarios. I mean, if you can go in and look, you can look at, because again, there's going to be a lot of ties, so you got to go to points for. You got to see how many points you scored, whether there's a tiebreaker. There's a chance I don't get in. Again, anything can happen here. It's crazy. It really is that it comes down to this, and it comes down to these big games at the end. So I'm going to go over it again. You got Bird's Nest, first place right now. If he wins, hey, he gets the bye week. According to my sources, Bethlehem Bruiser mixing it up, Pottstown Rat Bastards, all 7-5. I don't know. I mean, we'll have to see who gets the victory, who's got the points, who gets that bye week. That's very important to get that bye week. Then you got, kiddle me this, PB&J at 6-6. A victory next week puts you at 7-6. It could tie you with somebody who's in third place right now, but because of the points, that can change. Then you got Belichick's Hoodies, Gronkzilla, G5, and Coltrane, all at 5-7. Depending on the scenarios, you go 6-7. That might be the best record with the points for to get that 6 overall playoff spot. I don't know these numbers. If you want them, you can text G5. I don't know, bother him. All right, so listen, that is the recap. I'm going to kick off the final position player for the year, for the season.